Who said press-ons have to be hard? This isn't like doing press-ons when you were in middle school, baby. We got some new tips now. Let me show you how to get these nails. So you're going to need nail clippers. You're going to need clippers for the cuticles. You're going to need tools to push the cuticles back, nail file, nail buffer. You're going to need a nail drill and the drill bits that come along with it, a nail dehydrator, which is that polish that I put up, the actual press-ons, a nail lamp, and a top coat. All of the materials that I used in this video will all be linked in my storefront. So what's happening right now is we're prepping the nails. That is the most important part. This is why your press-ons are not staying on for long. Let me tell you why you should take my word for it. Mine lasts for about a month. 3 weeks minimum, month usually around the max. And I know that sounds crazy. They're press-ons. I didn't go to the salon for these, but now I don't even go to the salon anymore. It saves me money. Honestly, when you get all of these materials that you can find in my storefront all at once, it's probably about the price of one nail visit, or maybe even a little bit less depending on what your market is. But it ends up being a really great deal, and it's a good skill, and it's also something you can do while you're sitting on the couch watching TV. So it's very important to prep your nail beds, and what you're trying to do is provide a space for glue to stick and for the nails to look their best. One of the things that you need to do is make sure that you get your nail beds as dry as possible. So that's as dry from oils and dry from any liquids or water or anything like that. So one of the reasons why we are messing with the cuticles, and you're going to see we're doing this kind of for a little bit, pushing them back, clipping off the excess skin, making sure that they look as clean as possible, because oil comes from the skin around your nails, like the cuticle. And so you want to make sure that that isn't coming into contact as much as possible with the glue. Of course, there is some room for error. It doesn't have to be perfect. I am not a nail tech. I am not an esthetician at all. I'm just a girl who watched a lot of videos and learned how to get this down for myself. So just, you want to try and get them as dry as possible by preparing the nails, but anything that's excess on there, that's why we have the nail dryer, which is that polish that I showed you guys earlier in the video. That's important because that just dries everything out. Another pro tip that helps me to make sure my nails last is I try to do them at nighttime, where they can, as this video is filmed very late at night, but I try to do them at night so I just go to sleep and I don't end up washing my hands again. That helps to really let the glue settle. If you're not able to do it, don't worry. I've done my nails a few times during the day, or right before I've had to do an event. I've done them and then washed dishes, and they still did last. But a tip that has been taught to me is just to try and do them at night, and just for best practice, that's what I try to do. So for shaping the nails, I'm not even trying to get a particular shape on my actual nails with filing them. I'm really just trying to get them as low as possible without it being uncomfortable, because I don't want you guys to like hurt yourselves, but just trying to get them as low as possible so it just allows the nail to adhere better and to last longer. I don't want my nails growing out of them. So yes, we're opening up the nails. We have our nail beds prepped now, and essentially what I'm doing is just lining up each nail to fit which one goes with my nails. I'm putting on that little piece of paper that came in there, just laying them all out so I can be prepared to just go when it's time to start gluing them. A good tip, if a nail doesn't exactly fit your nail bed, I would suggest go slightly bigger as opposed to going slightly smaller. It just will, even if it's slightly touching your skin, you don't want it completely covering the skin around your nail. But if it's slightly touching it, it ends up looking a lot better than if you were to go smaller and you can see a slither of the nail. Okay, so let's talk about how you put the nail on. What you're going to do is take the press on, and then you're going to drill a little bit inside of it just to rough it up a little bit, not too much. And that's going to also help because your nail needs to be dry, and also the press on, if you rough it up a little bit, that helps it grip with the glue. So after you just run the nail drill across the press on a little bit, you're going to put a drop of glue on the press on, a drop of glue on your nail, and then you're going to press it for at minimum 30 seconds. But I always do 40 seconds on each nail. And the reason for that is you want to make sure there's glue on the press on and your actual finger, because that's going to help it fully seal on and make sure there's enough glue. Because a lot of us are scared of glue because you may have got them from the store when you was a kid and then you got glue all up around the edges and stuff. Don't worry about that here. You put enough glue, because with the top coat that I also have listed in my storefront, that's going to get off the excess for it. It's not going to look crusty. I promise it's not going to look crusty. So press for 40 seconds. I do one full hand, and then I put it under the UV light that you saw me do for 2 minutes. One hand, then I move on to the next hand, as you saw I do, or see that I'm doing right now. So you see me just roughing up the inside, putting a drop on the nail, dropped on my nail, pressing it down for about 40 seconds, 30 minimum, making sure all that's just stuck on there. If it comes off, just repeat. It's okay. And like I said, you really want to make sure that you're not scared of the glue. Glue, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell in this video, I often get glue on the actual nail. It wipes off with a napkin. It wipes off with your hand. Sometimes I get glue around my actual hand. It goes away. It's okay. Like I said, any residue of the glue gets covered up with the top coat that I use. So everything's fine. On your first time around, this may seem like it's taking you a while. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Take your time the first time around, because you want to make sure you're getting it right, because the proper steps, that's what makes this last. That's what makes this worth doing this as opposed to going to the nail salon. That's what makes them look good. So you want to make sure you're taking your time, following all the steps, preparing your nails, pressing them down, letting it sit under the lamp. Don't try and cut corners on the first few times. As you get used to doing it once or twice, you're going to start moving a lot faster, and it's going to kind of be like second nature. This takes me about overall an hour to do. I often will just do it while watching TV in my living room at nighttime, because I like to try and do it, like I said, before I go to bed, so I don't have to wet my nails again. But this situation, I was doing it at these crazy hours before my trip to Paris. So I'm doing this while the whole family sleep. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we are putting a top coat on top of the nails. And so after we've already cured them with just the glue inside of the nail lamp, we go around with the top coat. I really just do about one coat. It looks fine. I make sure I get the top of the nail too. A lot of people neglect the top of the nail. You can do 2 coats if you want to, but you do want to avoid making it too thick, because it's not going to cure correctly. So I sit it under the lamp for 2 minutes again. Did I do 2 coats? Child, I might do 2 coats. No, I did 1 coat. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. With the nails that I use, they look a little matte when you first get them out of the box and also when you put them on. Don't let that alarm you. All you need to do is when you're done doing the nails, when you're done curing, the glue, put the top coat on, they're gonna look shiny and just like the pictures. I do the BTArtbox nails on Amazon. They're pretty popular on TikTok too. But yes, after my nails are done curing with the top coat and the nail lamp, I just rub it down with some rubbing alcohol. Any rubbing alcohol is fine, and that just makes sure you get any excess stickiness off from the top coat. And look at that, the nails are done, girl. We saved money. The nails look cute. It looks like we got them done, and you're ready to go. See how easy that was? Get you some press-ons.